I'm Shak Hill, graduate of the United States Air Force Academy in the class of 1988. And I'm here with my wife, Robin, of 29 years. You know, the good Lord blessed me with eye-hand coordination. I was a very good pilot. And the Air Force Academy would discover this, and I would be invited back to the Academy as a first lieutenant to be an instructor pilot for the cadets. It was at that assignment, though, that Robin would discover that she was pregnant with our second child, and that the doctors would find a mass in her left pelvis.
We had just had to end the assignment early because I was diagnosed with cancer, and we had to move to Massachusetts to be treated.
So Robin, so that mass would end up being a rare form of bone cancer. The doctors recommended that Robin terminate the pregnancy. You know, we were always, in theory, a pro-life family, but now it's landed on our lap. And I remember, Robin, you know, you looked over at me and said, you know, Shak, will you raise the children? And I said, yes, I will. So we literally thought that Robin was going to be alive long enough to allow our child to be born naturally, but the cancer would then just overtake her. 25 years later, Robin's here, and our son, Jake, is 25 years old, and he is now in the United States Army, enlisted. He's a paratrooper, he's married, and he's just shared with us that we're gonna have our first grandbaby on the way. The great news is Robin lived, which is fantastic. So the Air Force came and knocked on the door and said, we need you to get back into the cockpit. You're a pilot, and we need you to fly. And I actually went to the 89th, the presidential wing at Andrews Air Force Base. I would become one of the 2 flight commanders in that particular squadron. And still, with Robin not out of the woods just yet, there were some other complications that would occur. We sat down one day and decided that it would probably be best if I found a job where I came home every night. At the 9-year mark, I separated from the Air Force after having just really a fabulous career in a lot of different areas that you don't normally have in such a short amount of time. Robin's cancer, being in her left pelvis area, would prevent her from having more children naturally. So we always wanted a large family. And you know what they say in life is, if you want to make God laugh, tell him your dreams. Well, in this case, we did want a large family, and we did not realize that the path through giving back to the foster care environment and then helping the children out that needed help.
We decided to become foster parents after my cancer treatments and everything. We became settled in a place that we wanted to give back to other children. I have a degree in child psychology. I love children. I was a stay-home mom. I knew I had the opportunity to help out children that needed help, so we became foster parents in 1996 in Maryland. Over the 16 years that we were foster parents, we fostered 46 children. Some of them were just overnight, some of them were a few days, and some of them stayed for 3 years, and some of them stayed for forever. To me, the reason that I loved doing it, it was an opportunity to share our family and teach our own children, you know, that you have to help others. We were giving the parents a time out to get their lives in order.
That, to me, was the rewarding part. So we were able to give the children a safe and loving home. And Robin always said that our job was to give hugs and kisses.
Yes, that was our job, hugs and kisses. It was challenging, but it was so rewarding. I mean, just to see the transformation of the children, just like the Air Force Academy and the discipline. These kids just strive structure. I mean, they just flourish in structure. Knowing that we're going to eat dinner at the same time every night, and bedtime rituals, and just, I mean, you just see some of these kids just turn into just a whole different child. And it carried off when they went back to their homes. You know, some parents would tell me, you know, they're just so much happier. Thank you for doing this for me. And a lot of times that's all these kids need, is they just need guidance. The kids that came into our home and the parents as well. They just needed to know that someone cared and that, you know, no one had ever taught them or told them or done anything for them. So that was very rewarding.
So our motto is, if we can do what we can do when we can do it, because all of us did what we could do when we could do it, we would take care of ourselves and we would not need somebody else to take care of us. You know, I think it's important in life to expect great things. I think that as a very founding tenet of the Academy itself. And I think that that's part of the thing that Robin and I have recognized as a family, is we can achieve great things if we're willing to serve others and if we're willing to give back to our community. It doesn't necessarily have to be something that's going to, you know, shatter the world, but it's something that's going to be great in your own world. And for example, Robin and I, in expecting great things, we opened our home to 46 children that would come in, and we were able to change their path and able to change their parents' path. So even in small ways, you can still expect great things, just as you can in larger ways. But it doesn't have to be the high achievements, because even some of the ordinary achievements lead to great things.